Commissioner, you're now recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk. And yes, we'll do this on Navajo time, which means 5 minutes is 50 minutes. It is with great honor that I stand here before you today, not only as the Commissioner of San Juan County, but also a member of the Navajo Nation. I'm Diné a Diné woman from the Navajo Nation, and I'm here in behalf of the Utah Navajo grassroots people. And I'm going to talk to you about what Bears Ears Monument designation may and shall do to the Utah Navajos. It is not good. And so we have hunted, gathered,
Little closer to the microphone. Thank
and
you.
around the Bears Ears Butte near Utah Navajo Nation for generations. We oppose a national monument designation on our sacred grounds. As Native American groups outside Utah cut deals with environmental groups and speak for us, we who will bear the consequences of these decisions must stand up and speak for ourselves. So I stand here before you to stand up for what I believe in behalf of the Utah Navajo grassroots people. How dare these special interest group speak for us? I'm totally offended, as if we can't speak for ourselves. We depend on these lands for our living, our worship, and cultural traditions. We do not support any movement to convert our sacred lands to a monument that will ultimately be controlled by bureaucrats who is totally out of touch and unfamiliar with our history and our way of life, of what we call the Hojon way of life, the beauty way of life, which they have no interest in to understand. Environmental groups trying to sell the idea of a Bears Ears monument that the government will agree to allow both continued access to our lands and management by a Native American advisory group. With the lure of a potential job managing the monument may be appealing to some Navajo, empirical evidence would suggest we should not be so quick to believe these promises. How dare, again, do they try to speak for me and for the Utah grassroots Navajo people? How dare they think that our intelligence is not enough to speak for ourselves? The federal government's history of managing national monuments on sacred lands should serve as a reality check. Native American people got a raw deal with both the Canyon de Chelly National Monument and the monument over by Flagstaff, the designation. In Canyon de Chelly, the National Park Service removed more than 300 sets of remains and other cultural artifacts. The Navajo Nation has been tied up in lawsuits since the 1990s trying to regain custody of those remains as the National Park Service, the Department of Interior, continue to defend their actions and talk about broken promises of a trust responsibility. I definitely know what broken promises mean, because we, as the first people to this wonderful country of the United States of America, treaties have been broken promises. I know what it means, because again and again and again, nothing has ever come to fruition out of some of those treaties. It's been broken time and time again, and we see the same recipe for broken promises. Attorneys for the Navajo Nation Department of Justice Natural Resources Unit told reporters that the tribe would never have agreed to the monument designation in 1930 had they known that the National Park Service would claim the right to remove remains and cultural objects, a claim National Park Service continues to defend. Likewise, Navajos in Arizona Little Colorado River Valley saw their access to a generational homestead slowly disappear, which was designated in 1924. After generations of herding sheep in the area, Navajos were told by the National Park Service that environmental concern took priority. Their access to lands their families had managed since the 1870s. Over time, the National Park Service sought to limit both sheep herding and private property ownership. By 2014, what was once a thriving community of hundreds of Navajo had become a series of abandoned homesteads and home to a single Navajo elder woman whose home will revert to federal ownership upon her death. Can you see what I'm saying? Broken promises again and again and again. So as a Navajo who uses the lands around the Bears Ears Butte every day, we deserve a voice in the management and future of the lands of our families we have called home for over 200 years, and within the 200 years, many broken promises. So I'm here to tell you, no national monument in San Juan County, and I hope that you will acknowledge that and protect San Juan County and promote National Conservation Area. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner.